Legend has it that sometime in the 2nd century BCE, King Amara Shakti, the powerful Kashmiri king of Mahilaropia, called the respected teacher Pandit Vishnu Sharma to his court.
Panditji, I have 3 sons, but they are all dullards. Teach them, make them wise. You will be amply rewarded with land.
O king, I am honored, but I am 80 years of age and have no need for wealth. Give me 6 months with them. If they are not wiser than any in the land, sentence me to death. Knowing that teaching them scripture and text would be like trying to teach an elephant to dance, he instead decided to distill the knowledge from those texts, in the process creating 84 stories that taught key lessons in the art of diplomacy, politics, administration and morals that were divided into 5 sections: losing friends, winning friends, peace and war, found and lost, hasty actions, collectively called the 5 treaties, or known to you and me as the Panchtantra or the 5 principles. A few centuries later, Buzroy, the head physician to the Sassanid Emperor Noshirwan, "O great emperor, I wish your leave to travel to India. I hear they have medicinal plants that when given to the dead will bring them back to life. I want you to live forever." So off he went. This may work, or this, or this. When he was unsuccessful in reviving a single corpse, he approached some sages. "I have tried with almost every plant that is not there back in our kingdom, but no luck." I will interpret what you have heard from the wise. The mountains are sages, the plants their wisdom, the medicine their words of wisdom, and the dead are the ignorant coming back to life through wisdom. Here, take these writings, our Panchatantras. They will give the ignorant, the dead, new life. Buzroy returned to his homeland and arduously translated it into Pahlavi. Centuries later, Ibn al-Muqaffa translated it into Arabic, from which it was then translated into Hebrew, German, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and all other European languages. But the whole idea of this video is to show how the Panchatantra came back into India, and for that we need to zero in on the Persian translation, the most famous one being by Hussein bin Ali al-Wais, called Anwar-e-Suhaili in 1504. India's emperor at that time, Akbar the Great, was a great patron of art and languages. "You are commissioned to make 2 copies of this Anwar-e-Suhaili." One of these exquisitely illustrated copies is now in London with the School of Oriental and African Studies. The other has an interesting story set exactly 200 years ago, right in the middle of the Anglo-Maratha War of 1818. The house of the British resident of Pune, the Honourable Mountstuart Elphinstone, had been attacked and was on fire.
Save my library! All my rare books are inside!
Though most of his collection was destroyed, someone retrieved, mounted and bound the paintings into an album, carrying it on a ship back to England. And in 1938, it was put up for auction at the famous Sotheby's. We have with us here a book known as the Anwar-e-Suhail, and it bidders. An Indian civil service officer, Dr. Alma Latifi, was sitting in the audience. Bought by Dr. Latifi, going 1, going 2, and gone. 35 years later, in 1973, his family in India gifted it to the Prince of Wales Museum in Mumbai. And 45 years later, that is today, right now, the 200 odd paintings, once torn, flaking and faded, have been restored to their former glory. A story that began in Kashmir 5,000 years ago is back in its rightful place. Bisbo's Limerick. There were some ancient texts called Panchatantra that were lost by India in some Ghatna. Even though Akbar made a copy, he too was sloppy. Now it's safe and sound for all the Janta. All our videos are based on news and information published in leading international newspapers, magazines, professional journals and news channels. which we represent in a fun and interesting way. We pride ourselves on being a source of authentic news and information.